Praise the Lord. Welcome everyone to another edition, another session of Boys to Men. I'm your host, Alex George, and it's nice to be back here for another session of Boys to Men. You know, this is a session, this is a program that is geared, to change the hearts and the minds of young men. And I really thank God. You know, every time I come in this program, I have to thank God for giving, me this inspiration, and even Brother Hakim, to come here to inspire young men, to transform their lives and understand the only way you could be a true man is when you know that you are a child of God. It's when you find your purpose in God, when you know that God is your creator. Outside of that, he is not a man, yeah? He is a maniku. but when he's a maniku, yes? Yeah, but you have to understand, the only how you'll know you are a true man. Having women and having sex doesn't mean that you are a man. Yeah? Manhood is beyond that. Yeah, it speaks to having responsibility and knowing your calling in life. Yeah, so again, I thank God for this program, Boys to Men, and also Podium Broadcasting Network for giving me this opportunity, on a daily basis. 11 a.m. I'm here, I have a time slot every day, right here on Podium Broadcasting Network, to share, with these young men. And today, I have with me Keanan Thomas. Keanan, how are you?
I'm great.
Nice to have you with me today. And Hakim, how are you doing?
I'm going good, man.
Nice. So for this week, we're going to continue with the question and answers, because I realized, the last time we had a session with Moses Castro. He asked some questions that, and a lot of young men gave some good results. They like the question that was asked.
Yeah.
And they believe that, that the question that was asked and the answer that was given, it was relative to even them who was watching it. So I believe, we're going to continue this week as well with the question and answers. And I thank God for Keanan coming this week. Keanan, you have easy question for us or a hard question?
Easy question.
You sure it's easy?
Yeah.
But if it's easy, why are you asking me? You're supposed to get the answers already? Amen, yeah? But I mean, this week we're going to be continuing with this program, question and answers. And I hope that God give us the ability to answer these questions so that they will get clarity, on what they are asking God for and what they are getting in trouble with, yeah? So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to get into the question that Keanan has for us, and hopefully we'll be able to answer these questions with ease. Yeah, Keanan?
Amen.
All right, we'll take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Every time I preach in God's word, I supposed to offend people. And the only people who get offended is people out of God's will. If what I say offend you, you have to be out of God's will.
Tune in for our Nugget segment at 9 a.m. from Monday to Friday for compact revelation, short pitch statements with deep meaning. PBN is now on TikTok. Check us out at pbn.tv, clipped preachings with compact revelation.
Nice. So welcome back. We are back on Boys to Men, and this week we are doing question and answers. And today I have with me all the way from the east, yeah? Now the studio is located in the west, and this guy come all the way from the east, yeah? They say wise men come from the east.
Wow.
Yeah, all the way from the east, we have Keanan Thomas with us today. And Keanan has some questions. So Keanan, you're not going to waste time. You can get into your questions, and we want to hear what you have for us, and we're going to answer your question, yeah?
Okay, my first question is, what advice would you give a young man who wants to lead but don't know how?
Wow, that's a good question, Hakim.
Yeah. You're coming hard this way. So one of the things I believe, right, is that you want to learn to lead.
Yeah.
The best way to learn is from somebody who have the experience already.
True.
Yeah.
To learn underneath them.
Yeah.
So you keep hearing us talking on each program about mentor. Yeah. So you find up and you find somebody as a mentor, looking up to somebody as an example,
True.
Especially a spiritual mentor.
Yeah.
Because they will think in a way that is towards God, and you'll get the answers, right? And there's certain techniques you use. You could even start by buying a dog. If you have to try and get this dog to listen to you, You understand?
Right,
And from there, you work your way up, and you could even, some of your friends and all too.
Yeah.
Yeah? You be an example to them too.
Amen,
Yeah.
amen. And that is so true. Eh? You need to start somewhere. And you know, some people are born leaders, and some people they are developed to become leaders.
Right.
Yeah. So there are some people they have the natural instinct to lead from the get-go. From the time they step foot out of that womb, the spirit of leadership and the calling of leadership is on their life. Yeah.
Amen.
And some people, but I believe, you know, those who have to develop this skill, because leadership is a skill. Eh?
Yeah.
It is a quality and it's a skill. I believe the first thing you must understand is that you need to have confidence in yourself. You see, you can't lead somebody if you're not confident in yourself, if you don't have confidence in yourself.
True.
And you see, God gave these young men the ability, God gave man the ability to lead. And if we have to lead right, we must be able to have that confidence to know, you know what, I want to lead, and I believe in myself as a leader that I could lead such people, or I could lead our people. Yeah, but in order before you can lead, the first thing you must understand, you must learn how to follow.
Wow.
You can't learn to lead if you don't know how to follow, Hakim.
It's true.
Amen.
You have to learn how to follow, right? So after you have learned how to follow, now you will develop that self-confidence, knowing, hey, I have learned the ins and outs on how to follow effectively. Now, what I have learned following, I will teach those who follow me how to follow.
Yeah.
And that is how you will
Wow.
be able to learn and teach people how to follow those who are leading, yeah? And also you need to be a consistent leader. There is no way a leader, there's a saying, leaders are readers. You have to constantly be able to learn.
Amen.
A leader doesn't stop learning. A leader doesn't reach one point and just stop. That is it. No, you have to be able to learn. You have to be able to constantly increase your mental
Knowledge,
your mental capacity.
Amen.
Yeah, so I believe that is one of the ways, you know, as a young man, those who are watching, that is one of the ways. If you can follow, you can lead. Amen. And even though you are a leader, you must understand the art and skill from leading from behind. Yeah? Not you use a leader, no. But you leading from behind. Nobody even know you're a leader. That's a skill and an art as well, yeah? So
Amen.
I hope we answer your question. Right?
Yes. Amen. Thanks.
So what's the next question? Talk to us.
Right, my next question is, how do young men prepare themselves for marriage?
Oh gosh, where I came with this marriage talk again, but
Yeah,
the last
boy.
7 years on this program, they ask you this question about marriage. Wait, you think about this question?
Wait, now, you finished school? You want to prepare for marriage and you didn't finish school yet? All right, you had to finish school first.
Right.
So one of the things you have to do, right?
Yeah.
You finish school and you use your passes that you get now to get a job. Because you looking towards getting married, you got to make sure you can sustain yourself first.
Amen.
We talked about this on a previous program
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
Sustaining yourself first. Because if you can't supply for your own self, you won't be able to supply for your wife.
Exactly.
You understand? So you get a job now, and all this is, if you live in mommy house, you can't catch you by mommy house. So you have to work on getting an apartment. Now the whole thing about it, you have to make sure and find a girlfriend first. You don't want to look for apartment and you have no girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah. So you finish school first, you work towards getting a job,
Amen.
sustain yourself, and be able to save your little money, because you know eventually you might even want to branch off into your own job.
Yeah.
I mean into your own
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
And this is something that will be more beneficial to you,
Yeah.
because you might attract a more impressive girl. You understand?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Alex,
You see, I like the fact that these young men they consider when they're talking about marriage.
yeah.
First to begin with, because a lot of young men in today's society, they don't want to hear nothing about marriage. All they want to do is to have sex and
Free.
run. You know, they have sex with this one, they have sex with that one, they have sex with that one. So the mere fact that these young men, they're asking about marriage, it means that they feel that they can be responsible enough to take care of a young lady. But, you know, marriage is something that is hard work.
Yeah.
Marriage is not about just sex. Marriage is not about just money, but it's hard work. It's about two different families coming together to be one. Because she come from one family with one upbringing, you come from one family with a different upbringing. You come from a family where you just stew chicken with oil, she come from a family where they stew chicken without oil. Now two of them come together, or this other quarrel. But I learn how to stew with oil, and I learn how. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to understand that when you're going to get married, you must prepare yourself mentally. It is a mental thing.
Yeah.
And I believe the same way you had to prepare to get your license, to go on the road, I believe there must be a preparation in order for you before you can get married. Yeah? And that preparation, as Hakim said, sometimes you had to make sure you can take care of you first. If you can take care of one, you can take care of two. And when two on the scene, there's a possibility of three because babies could come in. Yeah, so you have to understand that you must be able to, you must have a work. You can't be, you must have, if you don't have a work, you must have a skill. You must have some type of skill set in order for you to take, because I mean, you may not have a job currently, but the mere fact that you are skillful with your hands, you could allocate, you could look, you could get stuff done. Yeah, and I believe that is one of the ways, young men, because in today's society, young men, they are not skillful. Yeah, they always, we depend on the internet for everything. Yeah, if the internet doesn't give us an answer, we don't know how to do it. We don't have the ability to analyze stuff and get things done. But I believe as a young man, those who are watching as well, please, if you want to get married, try and develop yourself first, build you. Because when a woman comes into your life, I mean, she doesn't come for everything that is in place one time. But make sure she finds somebody that is stable, somebody that has a plan, somebody who has a vision, at least, so she could run with the vision. They may not have everything, but if you could show her, hey babes, see this house here? This is the vision of the house I desire to build. Or you see this car here? By the age of 27 or 29, we must be able to drive this car. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I know I'm going to... If you give us something to work with, you understand? Yeah. And you have that passion and that drive, that is one of the things you have to have when you're stepping into marriage. And I mean, there's so many things I can give you, but...
one of the things I always do, I remember, Alex, is that you don't want to be married to the wrong person. That's something you don't rush.
True.
You make sure and ask God for the right person. And to direct it to the right person too, because you will hold your head and ball. Because you studying to build a house and she's studying here, nails. You understand?
She's studying the unequally yoked. And we don't always say unequally yoked is unbelievers.
Yeah.
But it's unbelievers unequally yoked.
Wow.
You understand? Because she grew up in one church and she believed one thing, and you grew up in a different setting, a different doctrine, and you believe the next thing.
Yeah.
And that can be unequally yoked. Right. You understand? Unequally yoked doesn't just mean unbelievers. It could also mean doctrinal-wise, spiritual-wise, everything. Yeah? So you have to make sure and get somebody that understands and think the same way that you think. Yeah?
Amen.
And even if you're in a ministry, you want to get a young lady who is under the same teaching as you. Because the things that you may be feeding on, she may say, well, nah, we don't like that food, nah. We don't eat that. You understand? And that's cause a problem. Yeah, so you had to be able to be compatible. Compatibility, as Hakim say, you had to find the right one, otherwise it's problems.
Yeah.
Yes, I hope that answered the question. Yeah, I hope that answered the question. What's your third question before we go on the break?
My third question is, how do young men stay connected to the things of God?
Hakim, I'm going to go with this one first? Or you go with this one?
Well, you could go first, but I have my answers already.
How do young men stay connected to the things of God? If you had to stay connected to the things of God, Keanan, you had to stay connected to people who connected to the things of God.
Wow.
You understand? You can't be connected to people who disconnect from God. They will teach you how to be disconnected.
Wow.
And I believe, as a young man who not give the life to Christ, try and associate yourself with people who is connected to the source. Because if they connected to the source, they will make you stay connected as well.
Yes,
you understand? When they see, you're slacking off a little bit, they will call you and say, hey, boy, you're keen on, boy, you need to, your connection kinda get slack, you kinda get loose. Yeah? So I believe, one of the ways, and I'm just going to give one of the ways you can stay connected to God and the things of God is by staying connected to people who are connected to God. Yeah? So that way, once you associate yourself with them and they are encouraged, because if you associate yourself or you're connected to people who disconnect from God, they don't have a